He's in pretty bad shape here, Kenna.
My cards. Previous one.
This is not fortuitous.
No, an unenviable position by Keston. He is going to need a 6 or perhaps now an 8 will give him a split pot, as both players would have 2 pair with an ace. Let's see if it comes on the turn.
Yeah, I feel like Robin would settle for the split right now. Oh.
Does not.
Look at that. That's giving him a straight draw, but Flood, a flush draw.
Well, it's not a club.
It will have to be a 7 or an 8 that's not a club or a 6. It is not.
Good luck, everyone.
So that is it. Keston is out in 6th place.
Okay, good luck.
That's pretty much a story of the Ace Kings. Keston lost with it, lost against it, and is 6th.
It was one of those days where, you know, the 50-50 shot went down, the big hand didn't get any action, and the hand you don't want to have action, you got action on. So it's sort of like not a good day in the office.
The second round is over. The blinds will be moving up as we look at our leaderboard.
Yeah, and it is Rudling who has been in front for a while now, 180,000. Liam Flood has continued the reign. He's starting to really make a move.
Well, the leaderboard pretty much the same at the end of round 2 as it was at the end of round 1. Lee Nelson taking a 1 step back, but he still has 98,000. Interesting to see how this will develop.
Liam Flood has played the most hands and won the most hands, Kenna. Are the other players starting to get sick and tired of him?
No, he still hasn't really moved, and that's why hands played and hands won don't necessarily translate into the most amount of chips.
Pass.
It's those key pots, which this one, it will be for Liam Flood, who has 2 jacks.
Well, he's played a huge number of hands already,
Raise.
and I think this is the first big pair he's picked up. I mean, some people don't consider jacks a big pair.
Some players
18,000
consider
total.
a medium pair, but I think that's at a full 10-handed table. 5-handed, this is huge.
It's a man's game.
Well,
Pass.
a man's game, says Liam Flood, and I have a feeling that Pippa Flanders would disagree with him.
Pass.
She was our winner last week, and she will be awaiting the winner in the semifinal from this match, and she may have something to say, Jesse May, about that comment by Liam Flood.
Sharf's picked up a... He's picked up a
Raise, all
big
in,
pair,
okay.
or so he thinks, in the big blind, but it's not big enough. 2 6s are going to be well under Liam's jacks, and the all-in re-raise from the big blind is quickly called.
Well, you know, Scharf, a victim of the thought process of what you said, Jesse May, that he thought that Liam Flood's hand frequency was up and that he was most likely not to have a pair, and so he thought he would push him off with his 2 6s. He does not, and he's going to need a 6 on the to come here, or a 5 now.
Yeah, interestingly enough, both players have 4 hearts, but if it comes the 5 of hearts, it will be a straight flush for Eddie Scharf.
Well, we saw a royal flush last week. Can we see a straight flush this week? Not on the turn. It's a deuce. Eddie Scharf needing a 5 of hearts or a 6, or he will be out. Oh!
And Liam Flood goes massive chip leader at the expense of the German, who is going to be flying home with his head in his hands.
Liam Flood's taking the field apart 1 by 1, and this time it's German pro Eddie Schwar sent packing. Will the floodgates open as the gentleman moves into the lead?
Well, the danger of guys who give action is if you give it to them, sometimes they give it to you.
Absolutely, Jesse. And it is proving to be a fact that last year was no fluke. The new chip leaders at this table, Liam Flood and Lee Nelson, it's looking more and more like it may be a rematch.
Liam Flood has lost big chip leads before, but he goes down swinging, and do you think he is just going to bully?
Well, hard to know what's in his mind and his game plan, but whatever it is, it's proven effective tonight.
Can Liam Flood, can the gentleman gentle his way to the semifinals. 4 ways, but one of them, Liam Flood, is showing no signs of slowing down.
So it was really, really...
And it'll be up to the other 3
Yeah.
to make some inroads on his chip
You know
lead.
that is a bar.
Look how tall that yellow stack is that he's got.
Nice position for Liam Flood to be in. On the flip side of that, Lee Nelson, who was on top, suddenly finds himself on the bottom of the pile. He
Race.
still has 95,000 though. Action on David Rudling.
17,000 total.
Rudling getting a little busy himself here with the 8-5.
A lot of creativity on this table. And that's one of the things you have to do in a tournament is be creative and create ways to win chips. Because you're just simply not going to be dealt enough big hands to keep up with the ever-increasing blinds.
Well,
And
it's
so-
a good point, Kenny, because it doesn't seem like any of the 4 who remain are doing anything that resembles waiting for cards. They're out there.
That's right. None of these players rely on cards. They're playing the game of poker, which is a game of people played with cards. He's determining is Lee Nelson.
Well, he's looking at his chips in such a way that I think the all-in re-raise...
Now this is a powerful, powerful play.
It sure is.
And his senses and antennae are up.
I mean, if Nelson gets called here, not knowing what Rudling has, but if it gets called here, usually an ace-deuce is a gone
78,000 more.
pecan. It's very risky play, but he's right, isn't he?
Exactly, he's right. He is banking on the fact that Rudling in position does not have a premium hand and cannot call this re-raise. He is correct. But to be able to make that assessment and pull the trigger are 2 different things.
Pass.
He's done them in conjunction and wins the pot, and that is why they call him final table, my friends. FT.
Yeah, he's increased his stack by 25%, making a mountain out of a molehill.
You know, I always call with them.
There are 4 thieves here. I mean, you know, if there were 3 biscuits and 4 players, it's not like who's going to not get one. It's pretty much who's going to get them all. I mean, jeez.
Well, when you're talking about biscuits and gravy, my friend, you make me jealous that I'm not down there.
Actually, in England, they don't eat gravy with their biscuits.
No.
The biscuits are cookies.
Oh, is that right? Biscuits are cookies? I thought they went on the side of eggs with a little of the white gravy on top. You don't have that dish over
we
here?
got that in Alabama.
Wow. There's an Alabama in England?
Okay.
No race.
Sorry, folks. I'm just a cowboy.
That's
and
called
a poker
Hull.
player.
Hull is usually considered the Alabama. of
I'm
England.
not an expert on geography, but here we are. Liam Flood, Queen 8, Rudling 7-5 to a flop of 5-9-6.
Yeah, meanwhile, these guys are playing a pot here. It was a limp in and check from the blinds, and now it's a bet and call.
As we go to the turn, both players trying to make a straight.
Liam hoping that Rudling will make 2 pair. And that's
will-
given him a straight draw as well, hasn't it?
Yep.
16.
Well, they both had
16,000.
gut shot straights on the flop. David Rudling with the pair, exacting pressure on Flood. Let's see how he reacts.
Yeah, Liam's now got a double belly buster.
That's right, which means a 10 or a 7 will make him the straight.
All right. So I had chips then.
And that's not good for David
Ooh.
Rudling.
That does fill the straight for
Check.
15.
Liam Flood. He wants 15,000 more for his opponents to see his cards. Will he pay it with 2 pair? I have a feeling he will.
Do you think this was kind of a long
you
call
off?
for Liam on the turn?
I've only straight.
You got straight, yeah? Nice.
Either way.
Either way, he's going to win this pot, and Liam Flood going to increase his chip lead. He's here to win. He's here to gamble.